everyone, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is the first day in May, and it happens to be my wedding anniversary, 20th for that matter. And I decided to use today to talk about my 20 years journey. Okay, before I go further, my name is Doyin-Ishola, and my YouTube channel is Y_pretty official. Be sure to follow me. Be sure to like my content. Of course, you like it. And extension, the Instagram page is Y_pretty official also. Thank you. So let's start. How did I meet my husband? Well, I met him in year 2000. I was in my final year in school, and we were rounding up. And okay, I was just coming out of an old relationship, and though I was still one leg in, one leg out, you know. And actually, I belong to an organization. It's called Junior Chamber International, and what they do is actually an NGO, and what they do is they contribute to their society, they impact into the society, and is usually for youth between the ages of 18 and 40. Anyway, we'll talk about that very well in another video. So usually it's those then in my time, because now everything has changed a little bit. In my time, it used to be the university chapters. They are called they were chapters, university chapter, and the one for the working class is called the city loans. So apparently my husband was a member of the city loan, and I happened to be a member of LASSO chapter. I was in Lagos State University. So that particular year, my husband's chapter, which is now my chapter, were the ones with the usual national convention. They were the one in charge. They were the one in charge of the national convention for that year, and it was supposed to be held. It's held at where then it's held in Badagry at it's held in Badagry at where's this place? I'll remember along the line anyway. So usually when that comes on, when there is a national convention or when there is a conference, they usually send out memos, announcements, and the rest to the universities to ask for volunteers. So that particular year, I decided, okay, just coming out of a relationship, I'm always in like school. Okay, let me come out, let me do something for JCs, let me see. So I decided to volunteer for, then it was named Frontier 2000. It was named Frontier 2000. Okay, like I said earlier on, the host chapter was Lagos Metropolitan then, and I being in the university chapter, Lagos State University, I the the post long. It used to be called long in those years, and I being in LASSO, I decided that okay, let me come out, let me volunteer, let me just be free, let me have some breath of fresh air, you know, coming out of a relationship that it was supposed to be a great relationship, but well, God knows best. So anyway, I joined them. It was held in that year. Frontier 2000 was held in Ascom Badagry. Yes, I remember Ascom Badagry. So I joined them to do, as a collegiate member. Collegiate, yes, that's what they call us. Collegiate. As a collegiate member, to help in doing little things like the arrangements, maybe taking attendance, seeing to, you drop, there used to be different committees, and then it could be accommodation committee, could be logistics committee, could be welfare, different committees. Sorry about the fan, we're in Nigeria, So depends on whichever committee you joined. Anyway, I joined one of the committees. And while there, as a babe, from the university, um, so many proposals came, this came, that came, and the rest. And well, my husband too came along, and somehow I think we hitched it off, and we talked, we chatted, we did what we were supposed to do, and you know, telephones, mobile phones were not common then. So after the event, we lost touch somehow. So I went my way, he went his way. Then that particular day, usually Lagos Metropolitan, they have their meetings every Sunday at every last Sunday of the month at a hotel, even up till dates. And I've never really attended any of those chapter, okay, they were called chapter then. I never attended any of those chapter meetings. You can, as a collegiate member, you can attend any of those meetings, so that by the time you're finishing from school, you'll be able to join one. You'd have decided in your mind that, okay, I think I prefer this, I'll join this. So I decided that Sunday, I said, let me attend Lagos Metropolitan meeting that Sunday. So I went, as a babe. I got my, like we say, Agoma bus. So I took my bus and everything. I got to the hotel. I went to the hall. I attended the meeting. Then I think after the meeting, my husband now came to meet me. Okay, by the way, his name is Doyin-Ishola. He came to meet me and was like, hello, how are you? I greeted him. He said, I was at your house. I said, at my house? I was like, when? Where? He said, didn't your cousin tell you? I said, well, nobody told me. He said, I came to your house, I came looking for you, I met your cousin. In fact, the way your cousin even behaved to me as if he doesn't want anybody to come and see you and everything. And he wasn't, the meeting wasn't so pleasant. And he asked after me, he said I wasn't around, and he left. He thought maybe they would give me the message. I said, well, nobody gave me the message, I'm sorry, and everything. And that was how we started from there. So we started going out. We, it's either because for a young girl that just finished school, waiting for call of letter to go serve, and doing nothing. So we were always together. Sometimes he's in my house, sometimes I am in his. Then he used to stay with his brother. I am with him. So like that, we were shopping and the rest. We go out together. I used to have this Mercedes Benz, Mercedes Benz 200, or which one? I can't really remember then. That usually it cruises about with. So sometimes we are both there. In the car. We go visit friends, go visit people, acquaintances. I was getting to know some of his friends, he was getting to know mine. We were getting to know each other, our likes, our dislikes, the things we love to do, the things he would like to do, and everything. Though one thing about me in relationship, which is the first thing I'm going to teach, in relationship, you should be plain when you're dating someone, or when you meet someone for the first time. There's nothing to lie about. One thing I have always believed in is what is mine at the end of the day. What is not mine will never wait. If it goes, it's not mine. That's me. So from beginning, I told him, when we got talking, to ask me, okay, wanted to get to know me, as in me, Yetunde. So I told him, I said, well, I'm just getting out of a particular relationship, which was my very serious relationship. Then that, though I'm still one leg in, one leg out, but really I don't think I want to go ahead with the relationship. But apart from that, yes, there are one or two other casuals, but just casuals. Some maybe platonic, you see today, you don't see tomorrow, hello today, hello tomorrow, and mobile phones were no common. So sometimes the day you say bye might be the last day you see each other, because somehow something can take that person out of that place, or something takes, okay, like I said, he came to my house. I didn't know he came. My cousin didn't tell me. If I didn't go to that meeting that day, we might not even meet again until maybe later in future, Maybe if I was still in the JCs or something, maybe we could now meet. But even meeting might not mean we end up together, because maybe he has gone on to get somebody else, I have gone on to get somebody else. Anyway, so I told him, this is what I do, this is my relationship, this is this is that. And he said, okay, he won't force me. That's the very first thing I admired in him. He said, he won't force me to leave that relationship, but he'll give me time to make my decision. And that was it. While still with him, in fact, there was a particular day I told him, I'm going to so person's house. That was my ex, because yes, we were on the verge of breaking up, but we were not really off. That I want to go and see him and the rest, and I'll be back so day. He said, okay. He took me to the park. I even went shopping bought some things for the mom and the rest. He took me to the park. I took the bus. He stays in Badagry. I went there. I saw him and everything. I saw the mom. And somehow, ladies, we know how we do it. When you are tired of a relationship, nobody needs to tell you. You yourself knows within you, no matter how the other party is probably trying to like force it, or trying to like let's find a way around it. If you know you are true, you really know you are true. So when I got there, the way I feel relaxed and everything wasn't there any longer. So I knew that no, this relationship was over. So you can imagine somebody I left on, I think it was a Friday, and I said, I'll see you on Sunday or Monday. And on Saturday, I picked my friends, I left the place, and off as I was getting back to Sulere, I went straight to his house, and he was surprised to see me. I was like, what happened? I said, well, I'm through with that relationship. I don't think I can go on any longer. And that was it. And that was really the beginning of, should I say, a very serious relationship, even if we had started, roughing it bit by bit before. So we went along, we go out together. He too, he wasn't a self-made man then, but at least he was managing, and I saw a future in him. And that's another thing I'm going to tell young people. Sometimes we all look at the self-made people. Sometimes some people are not self-made, but what matters is that you see the future in that person. You see it in that person that, yes, he knows his onions. He or she can be on this side too, can be on the other side. He knows his onion. He or she knows his onion. He or she knows where he wants to go and everything, and he's serious about it. Not the one that is, those like a bicycle approach to things and the rest. No. So he wasn't really a self-made man then, but at least he was trying to be one and everything. So I saw in him that, okay, he's a serious person, he's a dependable person, and we have a whole lot in common. Like, he loves music, I love music. He loves oldies, I love oldies. I remember in his car then, he has so many oldies. I remember this what's this song now? Is it this Makosa song? I think was the Makosa song come out around that time. This Lepagawo, he used to play it in his car a lot. This the Makosa song too. Then so many other oldies, Lionel Richie, Marvin Gaye, and the rest. So we shared a whole lot in common. We both love music. Then, when he is the quiet one, I am not. I'm quiet and I'm not quiet. He is not shy. I am the shy. Oh, forget this. I'm a very shy person. He's the shy. No. He's not the shy one. I am the shy one. He's the one that loves to talk. I don't talk a lot. I'm not good in talking, but I write. That's one thing I'm good in. I can write. Sometimes I could sit down and the thoughts come in, I put it down. So I'm better in writing and the rest. So we started forging ahead and everything, and we were like that. And in fact, let me give you one gist. In the course of our talk, I told him about two particular relationships that I had. I told him one. He told me he wants me to leave those two people. I mean, not even the two people, because the second person I already said, I've not even seen him in a long while. So the relationship is as good as gone. I said, but the other person, well, he's not been around, he's been sick, he's out of the country, but at least let me see him when he comes and let me just tell him I've moved on. He said, okay, fine. Funny, when I heard the guy came and I was told I heard he was back. Do you know my husband now took me to his office to see him. Unfortunately, we didn't meet him. But I think I dropped a note or something to tell him I moved on. I think later he called me and said, who this girl? It was an Igbo guy anyway. Who this guy? You're crazy. So you bring this other person guy. Yes, you bring your husband, come my office. I said, well, it's one of those things like that. Anyway, that ended. Do you know that the other guy I said we had ended, that for me the relationship is ended? Thank God I told the truth, as in the whole truth and nothing but the truth. There was a day we had to go somewhere together. It was a party. His sisters, our sisters invited him. And when we got there, I didn't know where we were going. But as we started going, when we got there, so like I was saying, he invited me for the party, which his sisters invited him to. And by the time we started getting there, I found out that the party we are coming for is the party the older brother of this guy is the one hosting the party. Meaning that this person will be at that party because I know they're close. And the older brother knows me. Not knowing that the wife to the older brother, I think the second wife or so, is my sister-in-law's friend. In fact, my husband too knows them. Not knowing that when I was telling my husband the story, somehow he knew, he didn't tell me. So the day we were going there, he said purposely. In fact, he was telling later, I said, he knew, he purposely took me there. I said, wow. Anyway, we got there that day, and lo and behold, as we were parking, coincidentally, we parked beside this guy's car. And he was by his car picking something in the boot. So when I was already doing, that kind of. So immediately I got down, he saw me, I saw him, we greeted each other, I said hello. It started with, like, whereas I told my husband, I've not seen him in a long while and everything. So for me, okay, the relationship is gone. So it was like, where have you been? I've looked for you, I've sent this person to you, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this. I said, well, I've been around, I've been in my house, I've been this, like I said, mobile wasn't common then, so there was no way we could locate each other except he sends someone to me or he comes or blah blah blah. So I said, I've been around, and he said, but he has been looking for me. I said, anyway, I'm fine, this is me. Meet my fiancé or his boyfriend, I call it then, I can't remember. Meet him and this. So we greeted him and said, okay, and we left. I think that sent the message to him that. So we left. So when we got there, my sister-in-law, they already know me now. So when we got there, they were like, yeah, today come and dance now, this. But I wasn't at ease because the lady that is their friend too knows me. I don't know if she recognized me, but she knows me. So I think my husband saw that. I think that date was December 31st. So I think my husband saw that and was like, told the sister that we have to go. So I was like, so when we were going, he said, I know where we're going. That was why he didn't tell me. And then he saw in me that I wasn't feeling comfortable again. That was why he excused us. And we had to leave. So you see, that was where being honest comes in. Because if I had lied to him and the reverse was the case, what would have happened when we got there and we met this guy and we parked right beside him? Coincidence. And we start saying something else. I'm sure that would have ended the relationship. So that too was there. So we continued our relationship and everything. I don't know if it was before service or after service, but I know that the day he really told me he was going to marry me, I don't know where were we coming from that day. Then we in our own days there was no kneeling down, proposing this, that. No, that wasn't in our own time. So I don't know where we're coming from. He just told me that day as we left where we were going that we are going to see my mom. I said, your mom? He said, yes. I said, okay, because I've never met the mom before. So went straight, we drove straight to their house, to her house. I saw her, I greeted her, she accepted me with love and everything. And we stayed there for some time and we left. I think it was that day he told me that he wants to marry me. And I was like, well, I've heard, but I wasn't really because I was like in out. I was like, am I ready to be serious? Am I not? Am I? A part of me still wanted to. A part of me, yes, if I see somebody serious, but I wasn't sure. So we continued and everything, and one thing led to another. I went to serve. I came back. After coming back, it was as if we had to take the relationship a step further and everything. So anyway, that year, I think year 2002, we had to do. He told me that we had. He later moved out of his brother's house. He got a place of his own, which we made together. So it was like we started from the scratch together. So he moved out. He was staying there, and first I would go, I'll come, I'll go, I'll come. Somehow I started, women now. I started making it permanent and the rest. Then he told me, he said, well, maybe we need to take this union a bit further or something. I said, okay, let's do maybe introduction and the rest. Because then too, I didn't know whether to really go in deep or let me look very well first. So anyway, we did the introduction that year, 2002. Went to my dad's house. My dad was still an Anglican reverend then, and then his church was on the island, St. Peter's. So we went there. The mom, everybody, we did the introduction, what we Yorubas call mommy moe and the rest. Just the sitting room thing, not like this time that even for just small introduction, everybody must know the DJ, the this. It wasn't like that in our time. So we did that, and that was it. We were planning wedding for the following year, but thank God we did that. Unfortunately, we lost his mom that same 2002. So we got married 2003, but unfortunately, she didn't live to see that. So anyway, that was how we met. We had a relationship, and we got married. Got married in 2003. I had my first child in 2003, so he'll be turning 20 this same year. While don't ask me what happened with that. Then I had my second in year 2006, and that was it. I had my second year 2006. That was at age 30, and that was it because really I've been telling God when I was young that God, I want to marry. Okay, did I say I want to marry? That wasn't in the plan. I said, okay, God, I want 2 children and I want 2 boys and I don't want a girl. I also told God some other things. So let me share that here. But thank God, He granted the one which He believes were the best for me. And I'm happy and grateful for that. I had my 2 boys, no girl. I had a happy marriage. I had a husband, even if I don't think having a husband was really part of my prayers there, really. But thank God I had a happy marriage. I have a husband, I have a blessed union, and the rest is history. So, what really were the things that we were doing or we were helping each other with that made us to last up till now? Let me just quickly say some things. One, in any relationship, there has to be honesty. There has to be honesty. If you don't trust each other, if there is lack of trust, there will be issues no matter what. You have to trust each other. You have to be able to say this is what it is and they meet it the way it is. But any day that that trust is checked, or that trust is put in doubt, forget. You to get that trust back is always difficult. That's one. In any relationship, you have to be able to like give in, as in 50-50. That's me. A man, yes, they say a man must do this, must do that, must do. No, for me, it has to be 50-50. Yes, he's the head of the house, I agree. But I am there, as God put it, I am there as a supporter. So it should be, for me, he should be able to say, okay, we want to buy this thing. This thing is 50 naira. I don't even have up to 25 naira, but I have 20 naira. If I have the 30 naira, what is stopping me from supporting him? It's just for one purpose, for us, for our home. So of course, we should be able to give in here and give him there. Then, thirdly, sense of humor. In any relationship, there should be an iota of sense of humor. Because if that is not there, sometimes you are just there, everything is boring and the rest, you should be able to joke, hit each other, slap each other, pat each other's back and the rest. And, joke and everything. But when you are in a relationship where everything is, it can't work. Even for the children, it's going to be a toxic relationship. Then also, in any relationship, for me, relationship is more than love. There should be something that you both see in each other. Because sometimes when you go along, because yes, this is my 20 years, there are times that you will even sit down and be like, God, what am I? I'm even tired, and this and that. But there will be something, even while you are thinking about that your mind will go to and will still make you be happy and be like, oh, I'm happy I'm with this man. So there has to be something you see in him that is still making you to move on, because there will be times when it will be as if love is dead. Really, that's true. It will be as if love is dead. But there will be something that you see in him that he sees in you that will still make both of you to still be able to move on. Yes, there should be romance. There should be, well, I am myself and my husband. That's why I say we have a whole lot in common. That's why one of his sisters, Mama Sheyi, will say, sometimes when she says something, she tells my husband, I'm not there. My husband says this. She comes to me that I didn't even know what he has said. And she says this. And I say the same thing. She just go, a couple is sharp. Meaning, we this couple sharp. Because it is the same thing he will say. It's the same thing I will say somehow. Because somehow we think the same way. Both of us are not the type that are like me. I don't like it because it's working for me doesn't mean you have to take it hook, line and sinker. I am just giving you some guidelines in mind. My husband and I, we don't do all those pet names. Darling, dear, what else? Sugar, pie, this, that. No. We don't, honey, we don't. In fact, when I say it, I'm shy when I'm saying this. And when I'm with my colleagues in the office and I say, I want to know, we're talking about something, and like, let me tell you, let me call my husband. We hear what he will say, or maybe we are discussing things like this. And I say, okay, honey pie, please. Next thing is, why are you calling me? What do you want? You are with your colleagues. What are you people discussing? What do you want? Because he knows that is not me. In fact, I remember one year we went on holiday in Dubai and we went to the gold souk. So he wanted to do a handchain. A friend of ours, a JC to a girl, she took us there. So they were now saying, okay, so on that handchain, because the handchain has a kind of band somehow here, gold, that they write something there. So what, because I said, it's me that wants to buy it for him. So the girl said, okay, what will you write there? I said, write, how? She said, like a nickname or something. I said, we don't call each other nickname. She said, find something. I said, okay. I just said, okay, they should write Ifemi, meaning my love, as in Yoruba, Ifemi, like that. They should inscribe it on it. That was how they inscribed Ifemi on it. Because it was funny to me. We don't call each other nicknames and the rest and things like that. Then, like I said, he's a music lover. Then our core values. Well, in as much as we are not that gym, Christian prayer, this, that, you know. But at least one thing is sure, our union is built on God. Our union is built on the faith we have in God. We believe in God. Thank God, even in JCs, when we read our creed, we say we believe that faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life. So we believe in God, we trust Him. We know that we are the type of Christians that, okay, as I was saying before, the God factor is very, very important. And we as Christians, the only person we believe in is God. So we base our union on God. We base our union on the solid rock. And who is our solid rock? Our solid rock is God. So everything we do and the way we bring up our children, we bring them to believe that that they have to, their faith has to be in God, and in everything they do they should put God first. And also we try to do a kind of what do I call it now, not fellowship or prayer in the house, and we trained our children to be like that. Then also in our relationship, we are able to tolerate each other. That's another important aspect of a relationship. You should be able to tolerate each other. Like me, I have excesses, but my husband tolerates. Like me, I'm the type of person that wants to be on social media, that wants to be on Instagram, that wants to be on anything social media. In fact, before I started working, when I finished in school, before going to serve, I dabbled into acting, I dabbled into modeling. I wanted to do all those kind of things. And he's the type of person that will always encourage me. And when I came back, because I was posted to Adamawa for my service, somehow I ended up in Lagos. When I came back from Adamawa and I was in Lagos, he's this type of person. When I started working at where I was, and it was as if the work was taking most of my time, he's this type of person that doesn't disturb me. He encourages you in your career. So in everything he too does, he is more of a business person. I encourage him too. So in a relationship, you should be able to do that. And also you should have patience. Patience is very important. You hear yourself out. It has to do with tolerate too. You should have patience for yourself. Sometimes I might be wrong. He could be the right person. But because women sometimes they're like, he keeps quiet and keeps speaking. Even when I start talking to him that is you, is this, is that, he just looks. So you should be able to have patience for each other, and then you should understand each other. Understand his mood. And the other person too should understand the mood. Understand the mood at a particular time. You should be able to know when your spouse does like this. You should be able to know what the problem is. When it gives you a signal, you should be able to know. And sometimes it's not that we don't fight, we fight. In fact, sometimes we fight as in, but you should be able to fight and be able to settle. Anyway, if you fight, if you fight and want to finish the whole fight that day, other days in come, what happens? So you should be able to, have your misunderstandings, but be able to settle it, devoid of outsiders most times. Though some of us we've made that mistake in the early years of our marriage, but we thank God, where you have issues, one or two family members needs to be involved. Well, thank God for God, we are still standing. But I won't advise that should be done, except in extreme cases. And I wonder what the extreme could be anyway. But except in extreme cases. And one thing for us is that divorce is not an option. So whatever it is, like me, women in a mouth, I leave. Divorce is not an option. It is there. So whatever happens, that means that whatever happens, we must settle one way or the other, since we have agreed that this is not an option. Anyway, for me, that's the little I can think of now, and I'm sure with that it's going to serve as guideline to one or two others. So thank you. I hope to see you another time soon. Enjoy the pictures after. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Thank you. And today happens to be my 20th wedding anniversary. Yay! Well, I'm excited. I'll be going out, just dinner for two, no intruders, but for
àbí oní ò lọ sí àdúgbò mi àbí ká lọ sí.
ojú títì yẹn. I don't like it. I don't like the place. Níta lọ nígbà táwọn kìíní. Nígbà táwọn Ozi. Okay, let's stop.
Ọ̀rẹ́ lọ bá ẹ.